and then we'll implode like Venezuela, and the globalists won't care because they'll be in New Zealand or Switzerland or Luxembourg or Monte Carlo. Please don't destroy our birthright and the engine of prosperity just because you like to feel sorry for yourselves and wander around and watch daytime TV all day and bitch and complain about how everybody's being sexist or racist to you while everything starts imploding. This is idiocy. This is how they take the country down. Now, Joe Biggs did an extremely powerful report that I want posted on Facebook. I want it pushed on Twitter. I want it everywhere. This thing needs to go mega viral. We're going to play it in a moment. But first, I want to play this shorter clip where Trump slams Trader Sanders with a video that shows Sanders, who has the most annoying, condescending voice. I mean, I'll say that to supporters. I'm not going to sit there and kiss your butt and go, Sanders was a pretty good guy. And now, you know, that he's been robbed and you've been robbed, protest and stand up. I'm not going to sit there and patronize you. You've already been an idiot. You've already been conned by this socialist placeholder to make her look more middle of the road. The whole thing's rigged. He said he would always fight to the end and never give up. He put up with our electoral system being jacked with at a level never seen, and you're sitting there putting up with it. Admit you got conned and go for Trump. It has never been more obvious that now he could go sideways on us. He could be a megalomaniac. He could be trying to take over the New World Order, and that's why they don't like him. That's the only way he's not good, and I don't think that's what's happening. My gut tells me all in. But that's still a gamble. You don't have any chance of fighting the establishment going for Hillary Clinton. Your only shot is to go for Trump. And I know, you know there's election fraud. You've already seen it stolen from Sanders. You just want to sit around with your friends at the coffee shop or tea shop or the, you know, the cat cafe or whatever, you know, and just, you know, change the kitty litter and, you know, get another tattoo or whatever. And that's fine. I love tattoos. I love cats. My point is, just because you're 100 pounds overweight and got 3 cats and, you know, you say you're a social justice warrior, you're conned. You've been given a total false paradigm. And I'm not attacking fat people. I'm just stereotyping because it's true and it's real. These super trendies who don't care how conned they are and will go with any level of scam. I'm not going to sit here and kiss your butt and try to get you to vote for Trump. I'm going to say, stop being a chump. Stop being an idiot. Stop being a moron. Stop living in fantasy land and deciding you're part of some intellectual pseudo-elite because you parrot whatever the New York Times says and share, you know, Democrat stories and MSNBC clips and talk about how smart all of you are. You're not real liberals. You're not real intellectuals. You're dangerous people programmed by offshore megabanks with weaponized foundation media that are hardcore anti-human. I'm right. You're wrong. I know what I'm talking about. You don't. And I listen, I don't say that arrogantly. I am scared. I've seen the globalists do this in countless countries. They are going to wreck everything. They hate you so much. The trendies, they despise you. The Black Lives Matter followers and idiots like that, you're fools. I'm not going to sit here and pay lip service to you is what I'm getting at. There have been times in my life when I've been wrong and I've been in denial, and it took somebody basically slapping me to get me out of it. That's all I'm saying is wake up. Let's go to this clip of Sanders. Bernie Sanders.
I don't think you are qualified.
I do not know any progressive who has a super PAC and takes $15 million from Wall Street.
I don't think you are qualified if you supported virtually every disastrous trade agreement which has cost us millions of decent paying jobs.
I do question her judgment. I question a judgment which voted for the war in Iraq.
I don't think you are qualified.
I have shown a lot better judgment than she has on foreign policy.
I don't think you are qualified.
You know, excuse me, I'm talking.
Trump, make America great again. Okay, let's go to Joe Biggs' report that has some of the same clips. It really boils it down, I think, even better than the Trump campaign did. We need to tweet this at Trump. We need Trump to retweet this. We need to go out and reach out to these Sanders people and just say, for God's sakes, what brings us wealth is cutting taxes like Kennedy did. 50% tax receipts doubled the next year. I mean, you listen to Trump, it sounds like John F. Kennedy when it comes to economics. The globalists want high taxes because they're exempt from them and use them to shut down their competition, dumbos. Socialism is used in a globalist system to rob you in the final phase. It's a fact. We have the IMF documents. Let's go to the clip.
Since Bernie Sanders came out and announced his candidacy for the president of the United States, he began to hit Hillary Clinton hard, labeling her as one of the most corrupt politicians America has ever seen. The fact that she took money from Goldman Sachs, the fact that she is the queen of Wall Street. Let's take a look at a few clips that prove what Bernie Sanders said about her connections with Wall Street.
Secretary Clinton has a number of super PACs. One of her super PACs recently reported that they raised $25 million from special interest, $15 million from Wall Street alone. I don't take money from big banks. I don't get personal speaking fees from Goldman Sachs. Here's the story. I mean, let's not be naive about it. I have never heard a candidate, never, who has received huge amounts of money from oil, from coal, from Wall Street, from the military-industrial complex. Not one candidate said, oh, these campaign contributions will not influence me. I'm going to be independent. Well, why do they make millions of dollars of campaign contributions? They expect to get something. Everybody knows that.
He has basically used his answer to impugn my integrity. Let's be frank here. Oh, wait a minute, Senator.
Did it have anything to do with the fact that Wall Street spent billions of dollars on lobbying and campaign contributions? Well, some people might think, yeah, that had some influence. One of us has a super PAC. One of us has raised $15 million from Wall Street for that super PAC.
Way more than that now.
One of us has given speeches on Wall Street for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, I kind of think if you get paid a couple of $100,000 for a speech, must be a great speech. I think we should release
this guy
and
won.
let the American people.
And they stole it from you, and now you're going to support her. You're the biggest schmucks I've ever seen.
Every candidate in the history of the world, Democrat, Republican, when they receive huge amounts of money from Wall Street or the drug companies or the fossil fuel industries, what they always say, not going to impact me.
By the way,
and our question is, if it's not going
Trump isn't getting the money and won't take it.
Why would Wall Street be spending $15 million?
But his supporters are going to go for her because they want to feel like winners. They're going to go to the candidate who gets the big money.
You are qualified if you get $15 million from Wall Street through your super PAC.
No, they're giving money to beat Trump.
You are qualified if you have voted for the disastrous war in Iraq. I have come here to make it as clear as possible.
Was against Iraq.
As to why I am endorsing Hillary Clinton, and I intend to do everything I can to make certain she will be the next president of the United States.
Disgusting. Look, he totally flips.
And there you have it. Bernie Sanders has now endorsed the most corrupt politician in American history. And it's been leading up to this point. We should have seen it. The fact that on the first debate, one of the questions were about Hillary Clinton's emails. And what did he do? Enough is enough. Let's stop talking about Hillary's emails.
The American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you. Me too. Me too.
That's out of control. That set the tone for what we saw in the past few days. The fact that the FBI director, Comey, came out and basically said, what difference does it make? She didn't know that that was bad. The fact that Loretta Lynch is ducking and dodging questions right now in Capitol Hill about this. Here you have the most anti-establishment candidate in Bernie Sanders now folding to the Queen of Wall Street, Hillary Clinton. It's a sad day. But now we can all turn our faces to a brighter future. Let's make America great again. I want to see each and every one of you come out to the RNC and DNC wearing one of these T-shirts right here. Hillary for prison. Show your disapproval for her today. Go to the InfoWars store and get yours. This has been Joe Biggs with Infowars.com, and I just want to say, Sanders is a sellout.
We're posting this video right now to InfoWars, Facebook, and Twitter. Help us get it out. Roger Stone is getting set. He'll be with us in about 5 minutes via Skype to break down the fact that Trump is surging ahead in battleground states into the lead in places like Florida and other key states, panicking with Democrats. We're also going to be breaking down the latest attacks on the Second Amendment, the accelerated resettlement of Syrians and the cover-up of the real number of the fact that they're invaders into Syria, Sunni invaders financed by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. But just during the break, in our control room and in the break room, one of them had Fox on, one of them had CNN on, and it was just people sitting around laughing, business as usual. Geraldo's on Fox with all the lovely ladies in their green and red dresses. It's their legs stuck up in the air. It's all so much fun. When we live in a country that's totally bankrupt, all these cities and states are going bankrupt, Puerto Rico, the family's unraveling, our government's financing ISIS and Al-Qaeda around the world, our children are being brainwashed and taught to be guilty and hate themselves and to fight with each other. And we just watched the Republican Party try to claim that the popular vote didn't count and try to steal the nomination from Donald Trump. And now they're saying they're going to try to do it again next week. And then it actually worked with Bernie Sanders, who won more states and more delegates than Hillary. But it doesn't matter because the Associated Press met with CNN at a wealthy donor's house with Hillary the day before the California primary, and they decided what the results would be. We couldn't hardly find anybody going in those voting places for Hillary. And so I almost want to just open the phones up, but I got a bunch of guests today for specific Bernie supporters. Because I could see some of your arguments earlier, because it is the big banks, it is the big mega corporations that are running a crony system and are above the law and don't basically pay taxes. The problem is they want a version of what Sanders wants because they're still going to be exempt from it, and they want our money, and they want to control markets. Carol Quigley is one of the top globalist tacticians of our age. Died decades ago, wrote Tragedy and Hope. It's 1,100 pages long. I've read the thing multiple times. He explains how they have synthetic left and right, how they want slow socialism to condition us and control us. Now Bilderberg met just a few weeks ago, and they publicly put out a press release that they had a top professor there about the precariat, how the general population is poor now, they're precarious, it's going to get worse. We've got to give everybody a 1-month check every month that is out of the taxpayers' money so that everyone is tied to supporting higher taxes. And he said to control the population. They are agreeing with what I've told you forever. The precariat, the new dangerous class. They've made films, they've got books on it. This is how they flaunt this and put this in your face. Competition is a sin. John D. Rockefeller, the first. Look it up. Competition is a sin. Why did the richest family the world's ever seen next to the Rothschilds, they do it too, finance socialism and collectivism? Because they're exempt from it. It's how they end competition. It's why they rule. Then they put their people in government and it's game over. They control where the money's spent. Game over. Total control. Now, there's a quote. This led to distinguished or disgruntled John D. Rockefeller to exclaim, competition is a sin. A solution, therefore, would soon be brokered. It was decided that the world's markets would geographically be carved up with the two barons, Rockefeller and Rothschild, each having their separate, well-defined shares. Crazy thing is these people wrote books admitting this. I've got somewhere around here a 1937 copy of the New York Times, the cold cover of the paper. The gray lady is the 10 FEMA regions. They didn't set it up till 79. They don't play games. They've got the whole world planned out, my whole future, my kids' whole future, and it isn't a pretty one. Meanwhile, they want to just finance race groups and have us all fight with each other like a bunch of morons while they fluoridate the water and say, bye-bye IQ, bye-bye. We're getting Roger Stone on the line briefly here, obviously, ladies and gentlemen. Will you ask them to bring me the ad folder, please?